Stanz, there's drama, but not only is there drama, it's to do with Glee, and we get to talk about it on the main channel. I'm really excited.
I'm so happy. All my prayers have been answered. This is what I've been waiting for.
Now, if you don't know, we have a watch-along podcast where we watch movies and TV shows, and it's primarily Glee.
Yeah.
So,
and truthfully, I love watching Glee. I'm just tired of talking about Glee.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is about a character that you don't know about yet in Glee. Okay. So, the actor Darren Criss is currently in hot water for his recent comments on a panel. Or is he? So, before we get any further, I need to give you some background on Darren, as you haven't even met this character yet in Glee. So,
right.
Darren played Blaine in Glee, and despite only joining in season 2, he's one of the most prominent characters in the series. I don't want to give you too many spoilers for Glee, but Blaine was mainly introduced as a love interest for Kurt.
Oh, interesting.
Which I'm not counting as a spoiler because you can tell from his very first scene what they're doing.
Okay.
And we will see his very first scene along with a performance, so you get an idea of what's going on here.
Okay, let's watch it.
Now, I say on the show a lot that this is iconic, but this truly is an iconic performance.
Every single episode, it's iconic. All right, hey, DMCA, check in. Wait, is he in boarding school now?
Hi, can I ask you a question? I'm new here.
Pause.
Yeah.
No Glee plotline, storyline questions. This is just to give you context on who Blaine is.
Sure.
I will not be giving you any spoilers. Chat, shut the fuck up.
Every now and then they throw an impromptu performance in the senior commons.
The Glee Club here is kind of cool.
The Warblers are like rock stars. I know a shortcut.
Oh.
See what I mean? They're not hiding anything, right?
Yeah.
Especially this scene is like, okay, they're just alone in this hallway.
Also, he's holding the wrong hand. Why is this so awkward?
Right? It's like awkward, but also like, ooh, hold me like that. You know? It's like, it's good.
So, Blaine is not a warbler.
I stick out like a sore thumb.
It'll fit right in.
He is a warbler.
If you'll excuse me.
They're kind of cringe that he was talking up his own group. They're kind of like rock stars. They're kind of cool. The main guy's so handsome.
People love them here. Honestly, everyone that isn't should suck their dicks. You know, because they're really hot and
then he drags him to his concert. That's so funny.
Before you met me, I was alright.
So good, dude.
That's a 40-year-old man, by the way. They just walked by.
Okay, we pause.
Yeah.
Because again, we don't want spoilers. I want you to get an idea of A, how amazing Darren Criss is, and B, their relationship.
Great singer and meant to be gay.
Yes.
That's the kind of
learning. He's gay. Yeah. It's not like he's meant
his character is gay.
Yes.
Blaine is gay.
Yes.
But Darren, the jury's still out.
But Darren is straight.
Oh, the jury's not out. He's straight.
Obviously, he portrayed a gay character for 5 years whilst the show was on air, and naturally had a big impact on audiences watching the show.
Of course.
He's loved by fans, which is why I was shocked to read this headline a couple of days ago.
Glee star Darren Criss says he identifies as culturally queer. That's actually so funny, dude.
Which is fucking... It's a crazy headline to say, and you're almost like taken aback. Like, what the fuck is this?
I'm going to say it. I kind of identify as culturally queer. I'm a straight man. I'm married, but like sometimes you want to be a little gay.
So this is from a panel that he was attending at C2E2, which is the Chicago Comic-Con and Entertainment Expo. And this wasn't the only article.
Entertainment Weekly, that's a bastion of real journalism, right? Glee star Darren Criss says he is culturally queer thanks to his San Francisco upbringing. That's so funny. There was an awareness of the gay experience that was not a foreign concept to me. Oh, that really brings it back to like reasonable. But they're like editorializing of like, thanks to his San Francisco upbringing. Like someone in the Trumpian sphere reads this and is like, damn, San Francisco really is turning people gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's happening.
Neither of these articles' goal is to report on something positive, it seems, right? They're trying to twist his words and almost like get both sides angry for his take. He's trying to claim a gay identity, which would get gay people annoyed. And then on the other side, using the word identify seems to trigger most right-leaning people. Yeah. So it's like perfectly crafted so that both sides would see this and go, I hate this. This person's crazy. This is the reason. This is what's wrong with America, you know?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would really suck to be in the middle of both sides of that, which both have like a huge presence on the internet, right?
If you'll have a look as well at the TMZ one, I don't know if you saw, but it's got 3.5 million views on the tweet. So
Jesus Christ. Okay. 3.5 million views, 500 likes? That's a bad ratio. 1,300,000. Okay.
Because bros are getting roasted in the quote retweets. Fans had things to say.
From a fan, Sayani, I was at this panel. Darren spent 20 minutes talking about how much he loves the queer community and then immediately predicted the media would twist his words about it. So to see this unfold is crazy. Y'all are going to read this with zero context and jump to conclusions when in reality, he's one of the most sincere, passionate allies. Do your own research. That's also a loaded term, huh? Actually, listen to what he said because I promise clickbait headlines like this are never genuine.
So I heard this and then was like interested to see what the full take was that people weren't like editing or whatever. And it seems to be that this is the only video evidence of the panel. And it luckily has his take in full.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, him being 37 is crazy because he looks the same.
He's 37? Oh my God, goals, bro. What the hell?
I have been so culturally queer my whole life. And not because I'm trying. You know what, actually, I was going to say, not because I'm trying to be cool, but I'm going to erase that. It's because I am trying to be cool, bro.
Oh, wow. He actually just like leaned straight into it, huh?
Yeah, but it's like it's a positive rather than like him trying to claim something. And he's
right, it's like I
later.
enjoy this culture and stuff like that.
In my life that I have tried to emulate, learn from, and be inspired by is 100% queer as fuck. That's hundreds and hundreds of years. It's been from the queer community. These are people that I idolize, that I want to learn something from.
Right, yeah, so pause there because I think that's very important. Like you could twist it one way where you make it seem like he's like trying to steal stuff from the queer community. But it's like it's the opposite. He's like, I have grown up loving and idolizing all of these huge gay celebrities. What of course I would want to be like them. What do you mean? Of course I want to
I think they're cool, so I'm going to do
the parts that I think are cool about them. Yeah.
It's just I have a queer hero as well.
Oh?
Can I show you, chat?
I was just about to say, is this a joke? Because this doesn't feel like a good place for a joke, and I can see your screen.
but it's
do it. You're too far. You have to do it now.
I actually fucking love JoJo Siwa. I think she's so funny. And the little dance.
Anyway, let's get back to
we can get back
JoJo Siwa.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, I just thought it was funny.
That's a lot of things, a lot of people. But I grew up in San Francisco in the 90s. I watched men die around my uncles were dying. There was an awareness of the gay experience that like was not a foreign concept to me. So
So pause that there. That's the quote that they decided to lead with in the thing, and they left out the part that he saw like people dying of AIDS, and that was the reason that he felt like that it's not foreign to him because he's lived through it and he's seen it. But they just twist his words so much to make it seem like he's like owning it, like it's
he's like a culture vulture.
Lived it.
Yeah, exactly. That's where he grew up. I've seen this so many times. I am from the Southwest of the United States. I grew up on a border town to Mexico. And so sometimes I will see these things on different news channels or tweets about like the border crisis and what's happening.
Right,
and I'll look back to like my lived experience there and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? It can be really challenging to understand something when you are not actually like personally affected by it. And you are only listening to editorialized headlines or proposed journalists about it. And so sometimes you don't know. How would someone who was born in, I don't know, St. Louis, what's like a fucking backwater ass town somewhere in Ohio? I'm just trying to think of where do all the losers and idiots live? You know what I'm saying? St. Louis. And sorry, I'm sorry. How would they know what's going on in San Francisco or New York in the 90s during the AIDS epidemic? How would they know what's going on in the border? Right? It's just you have to listen to other people, and who you choose to listen to can really paint that experience for you.
I care deeply about, not because I'm some fucking saint or I have some kind of like I'm the man for the job. They hired me, and like I've said, I'm in the service industry. They said, you're the guy. I said, okay, if I'm the guy. I will do my best. I'll do my best to talk about it in the way that I believe, in the way that I'm passionate about. So in many ways, I go, I'm glad that it was me because it was a thing that I really liked showing up for, and it meant a great deal.
So pause again. I think that also contextualizes a lot of what he said, which is he's not just talking about this in his day-to-day life. he's referring to the role that he played where he was a gay man in Glee, saying that if he is the person that has been given this role, he feels like he has had a lot of experiences in his life that allow him to be able to portray that better than a regular straight kid that hasn't had those upbringings and those idols around them.
Sure, his experience is additive to it. And even though he is not gay, he can do something that someone else couldn't do. Not saying that no one could do it.
He's grateful that if it had to be anyone that was a straight guy, at least it's someone that has an affinity and idolizes gay people.
So I have a lot of people from all kinds of ages.
Sorry, there is something so funny about this whole conversation going on, and then he puts his hand on, and he's got bracelet, ring, and painted nails. It's like, dude, Republicans fuming.
If they weren't already mad, they're seething.
That is so funny. It's almost like he's doing a bit. It's like an I think you should leave skit.
So, as I've said 9 times, short story long. It was a fucking privilege, and I love talking about it. I'm so grateful that they let me do it.
What a very normal conversation to happen at a Glee panel at a Comic-Con.
Especially like the fact that he says so to cut a short story long, which is very funny, but also it shows that we didn't even get to see the start of necessarily what he was saying. Sure. All of that was bookended by the context of the reason he's even talking about it was because he's played the Blaine in the show. Right. So it is crazy to then misquote and take things out, and even take things out of context within the bit that we've seen.
Right.
So very cringe. Apparently he said afterwards, I bet they twist what I said. I did some investigative journalism myself, and by that I mean I left a comment saying, I heard that after this. He then said, I bet they twist what I said. Do you have a clip of him saying that?
Sorry, so you literally just commented on there. The creator of that TikTok that we just watched said, no, I do not, but I was there and I can confirm. He said something along the lines, I hope my words don't get twisted around. Like the media likes to do all the time for clickbait. Sorry, are they editorializing? This is not a quote.
I think that was like the context of what he was talking about is
right. Either way, he said, I hope my words don't get twisted around.
So yeah, this was the drama to do with Blaine. We have more Glee drama to talk about. But I would like you to summarize your thoughts and opinions on this.
Here's the problem, because what I want to say blunts the point of the YouTube video, which is like, man, what a nothing burger.
I was literally just about to describe this as a nothing burger. You are so correct. The media created this drama out of nothing. They were trying to defame Darren, and we've come to his rescue. You know, we're the White Knights.
We are. Oh, dude, the White Knights. Look at us. Are you kidding me? One American, one Brit. That's a superhero right there.
But, Stanz, there is other Glee drama that has happened in the past that I figured, seeing as though we're talking about Glee and drama, it's a good time to talk about it. We are going to cover 2 bits of drama, both around one person in particular, Stanz.
Okay, is this person dead or alive?
This person is alive. This person, you never remember the name of their character in the show.
Oh, Rachel.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about Leah Michelle.
Oh, truly? Okay.
We've already spoken about her not being able to read on this channel. When covering that, we touched on her castmates not really liking her. And I realized, A, I never gave you any examples. B, I never told you, like, the reasons why. Here is just some 2 very funny examples that kind of show how her castmates think of her.
Gleecast hating Leah Michelle for 5 minutes straight?
The best thing about being on tour with everyone is that we really honestly all do get along, thank God. So we get to have a lot of fun with each other.
Yeah.
I know that was edited for it to say bitch. I've seen a clip later on because Leah Michelle just talks for ages for that answer.
Sure.
And the interviewer kind of goes to Amber Riley and goes like, so what do you think? Like, same question. And she goes, yeah, same. It doesn't say anything else.
Yeah, we're good here.
So this next clip is from Kevin and Jenna's podcast. They do a Glee watch along, and they got Kurt on for an episode to talk about Glee past stories.
Remember when we hit turbulence and Leah was walking from the bathroom to her seat? She went flying into the
air. Jesus. Damn, they are happy that she was getting tossed around.
Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't expect him to laugh that much. You know, there's just tons of examples like this.
Sure.
All of this could be like relatively like circumstantial or whatever. It doesn't prove that they don't really like each other, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there are 2 instances that prove that at least 2 members definitely don't like Lea Michele.
Ooh.
First person Stanz is Naya Rivera.
Ah.
Sadly, Naya passed away in 2020, but before doing so, she wrote a book about her life. So in this book, she obviously talked about her life on Glee and didn't hold back her feelings. Naya is very, very similar to Santana, and I know we've not really got the full extent of Santana yet in Glee, where we are. They are very similar, let's just say that. And she didn't hold back her feelings on anyone, including her co-workers. So this is an excerpt from her book. It's her reading it, it's her audiobook. This is a long passage. All of it's relevant, but I've summarized some bits. Mm-hmm. Criss Colfer, who played Kurt, who is now a famous writer.
Yeah, children's
he
book
was
author.
writing. Yes, yeah. He was writing his first episode for Glee, and this is in season 5. He'd got a load of dogs on set and a load of old people on set, and apparently Lea was not very happy about this.
Okay.
However, we don't know if it's Lea, right? But we'll see if you can figure out maybe that she might be talking about Lea.
However, all this caused one particular Glee star to amp up her bitch factor. She made a huge
Is this actually Naya Rivera reading it? It sounds like the
Yes.
TikTok voice.
No, it is really her. It's so sick.
and demanded hand sanitizer anytime one came near her. While the rest of us were in hysterics over Tim Conway's constant improvising, it was throwing her off. Instead of just rolling with it, she kept interrupting. So, are we gonna do the scene as it's written now? Come on. If Tim Conway wants to improvise, you let him improvise.
You let him in. Hey, if Stanzy wants to improvise on Unpaid Intern, you let him improvise, man.
Finally, my co-star gave up, locked herself in her trailer, and refused to come out.
Obviously, she's never said that it was Lea Michele that she was talking about here.
Sure.
But she has made it very obvious since that it's her. But just so you know, for context, at this point in Glee, without too many spoilers, every single scene was Kurt, Rachel, and Santana together as a trio.
Okay.
So if Kurt is the one that is there with Santana, and there is then a mysterious third person that is locking herself in a trailer, there is only one other person that it could be, even if you're going to play like plausible deniability that it isn't about.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything in here that made me think that it was ambiguous at all who it could be.
Yeah. Also, from the chat, she couldn't read the room. +2.
Very
Oh,
nice.
that's good.
I think she would love improv.
Wait, that's so good. Yeah, she was fucking roasting it. It's the one time that she doesn't need to read. What the hell? Because of the drama that Lea Michele had caused, she had a little feud with the producer on set because he wasn't very good at handling things. The feud gets loud. He ends up storming off and like screaming at her. And shooting shuts down for the day. The next day, it's all over the press saying that Naya Rivera has been fired from Glee.
By the time I woke up the next morning, every gossip site in Hollywood seemed to be cutting and pasting the headline, Naya Rivera fired from Glee. Oh, crap. But I hadn't actually gotten fired, not even close. The producer just said he needed a break, and during the summer hiatus, we met, and he apologized. But I also let him know I didn't think my one comment warranted the smear campaign. He insisted they had nothing to do with the rumors, and reading between the lines, it sounded like there was a giant blinking arrow pointing right at a certain person. So I guess you can throw a bitch fit, lock yourself in your trailer, install production, yet still allegedly find the time to leak stories to the press.
She mad as hell, bro.
She's mad as hell. I love adding the allegedly when you've basically said everything you need to say. You know? There's no alleged fucking leak.
You can imagine her writing this, like, swirling a whiskey around. She's like, I got that bitch.
Yes, dude. Lea Michele leaked the story that Naya was getting fired on Glee
Supposedly.
after hearing the... Supposedly, allegedly. I'm on fucking Team Naya.
Yeah.
I think Leah's fucking batshit crazy. But here is then... After this book was released, Naya then went on a press tour to talk about the book. And she was interviewed and obviously asked about some of her comments about Lea Michele.
Right.
And this is just so funny.
Back in her new tell-all, Sorry, Not Sorry, is all in there, including the drama between her and co-star Lea Michele. You felt like she was unprofessional.
Definitely.
On the set.
Definitely.
In high school.
I just love the definitely. There wasn't even a split. It was like an involuntary reaction. She's like, definitely, yeah. Unprofessional, of course.
Yeah, that's an easy one. I'd say worse. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so this was a fun one, I would say. This next one, maybe not so fun.
Oh, I don't like when they're not fun.
So, Stanz, the Amber Riley part of this drama is related specifically to the BLM movement.
Okay. Oh, that makes me think that Leah Michelle's going to have like a terrible opinion. Oh, no.
Yeah, so I vaguely remembered this, and when doing research, she actually comes out a little bit better than I thought she would.
Okay.
Leah Michelle, like a lot of people at the time, tweeted out about George Floyd's murder.
Okay. George Floyd did not deserve this. This was not an isolated incident, and it must end. # Black Lives Matter. That seems like a pretty good tweet.
Right, I agree.
Wait, so she's going to get heat for this?
So I think at the time, some people were annoyed at celebs just giving a blanket statement and not actually like doing anything.
Okay.
But I agree, she could have done much worse than this.
What do you mean? This is pretty good. Much worse than not even tweeting.
She's tweeting support and she's not saying she hates everyone. I think it's great. Yeah, I agree. However, the controversy comes from other people that were in Leah Michelle's life, seeing this tweet and knowing how she is in real life and going, oh, this doesn't add up.
Co-star Samantha Marie Ware's response, accusing Leah of making her first television gig a living hell. Her tweet, I believe you told everyone that if you had the opportunity, you would bleep in my wig. What?
The bleep, I'm assuming is shit.
It has to be shit.
But I don't know why she bleeped it. I think it was bleeped in the tweet. The ET didn't tweet that.
Right. Because they would say shit in my wig. They would love if someone tweeted that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very funny. But this actress, Samantha Ware, went off on Twitter in response to this. Samantha Ware wasn't the only co-star to tweet about it. Heather, who is Brittany in the show, was she unpleasant to work with? Very much so. Which is like she asked the question herself.
Yeah. That is so funny. But people are asking me, was she unpleasant to work with? Very much so. Very much so. She was.
It's very Trump, right? It does seem like it. So Amber happened to be coming on Danielle Young's live. Throughout this whole entire interview, they were talking a bunch about the BLM movement, and this was obviously around the time of Leah Michelle's tweet that she was getting a lot of hate for because of the backlash from Samantha Ware and other co-stars.
Right, people who know her in real life that are saying like this is not related to your actual values and how you treat people.
So naturally, when she was on this interview, Amber was asked about her relationship with Leah Michelle.
Her co-worker. You were on this show called Glee.
Yes, I was.
Amber's like, please,
and it wasn't
please
so
don't.
gleeful, evidently. No, your girl Leah, her name has been in the headlines, and she has been canceled. And racism has been floating around. Amber, look at me. Connect to my eyeballs. What is going on?
Frozen?
Yeah.
Context as well. She has frozen and cut out the call 7 times during this interview. So doing this joke is actually so funny, and I had to sit through all of it.
I don't know the best way to address this.
She's thinking long and hard about it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, what could you need to think long and hard about?
We've already seen other people say that it was not the most comfortable environment. And I will say this on behalf of Samantha Ware. I'm very proud of her for standing up for herself. I'm very proud of Samantha, and I FaceTimed her and spoke to her. And if your feeling was, I am not going to allow you to jump on what is happening now when you didn't treat me right. Now, what I will say is, I am not going to say that Leah Michelle is racist. That's not.
Even just saying those words, like it can be cut so easily. I'm not going to say Leah Michelle is racist.
That's also funny. But even it, like, I know you're saying that as like a meme, but the way that you say that is you say Lea Michele isn't racist, right?
Yeah,
so you will
so
see she is she is very careful to not say that.
You mean she's not defending her at all? Yeah.
Lea Michele isn't a racist.
Yeah.
She finds a perfect way to basically say, that's just, I am not going to be the person to say that.
Right. I'm not going to say she's racist. I'm not going to say she isn't racist either, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She says it a lot. It's very telling.
I'm not going to say that she's racist. She's also pregnant. And I think
Alito, because of your class?
What?
Yeah, because we're classy, dude. They don't want to pick on a
of course, not while she's pregnant.
You know?
No,
she's already going through so much on the timeline. She doesn't need any more.
Yes.
So it was very much like she's already dead. Stop shooting her kind of vibe, right?
Right.
Like,
she's pregnant. The show's over.
Amber was just very nicely being like, "Hey, I'm not going to add anything. You know, I'm not going to say anything. We'll leave it there." I think in not saying and not defending, she basically, at best, goes, "Hey, she's not a racist, but damn, was she a bad person and really hard to work with."
Yeah, it's like, I can't say she was a racist because there's nothing I have here, but I do not like her. I did not enjoy spending time with her, right?
Moving on to, I think, 2 years later, she was on Z-Way's
I love Z-Way
show. If you're watching and you don't know who Z-Way is, do you want to give it because her interview style is obviously crazy. Do you want to give a little synopsis?
Yeah, it is interviews with people that are meant to make them uncomfortable. So if you're doing an interview with Z-Way, you know that she is going to like make you say, you know, when you're in elementary school and you hit him with does your mom know you're gay? You know, like the classic, like you can't answer that question right. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Right. Sorry, there's no correct answer to the question.
Yeah.
It's like a paradox.
If you say yes, it's like, but my mom knows I'm gay. And if you say no, it's like, but I'm gay and she doesn't know. Z-Way is like
tries to get the people in hot water by not even having to answer the question that she asks.
Correct. It is the adult version of that. And it is always so fucking funny.
I think from you knowing how Z-Way works, you will know where this might be going, Stanz.
yeah. I mean, she's gonna bring up the racism and stuff. This is gonna be great. Let's watch it.
Your debut single was titled "Colorblind." Do you feel it was an anthem for the "I don't see race" crowd?
I don't believe in the "I don't believe in race" group.
You don't believe they exist?
I don't believe that they believe that they don't see color.
What's more diverse, the cast of Glee or the Supreme Court? You said that one of your famous coworkers wasn't racist. Did you mean that she was?
So true, because she did, dude. We read between the lines.
Yeah.
Next question.
Oh no, she still won't say it.
Oh no, dude.
Oh, that's tough.
Sometimes saying nothing is stronger than saying something, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know which coworker you're talking about. I had so many.
Oh, so true. Oh, she's got the video. Oh no.
I am not going to say that Michelle's racist.
They bleep out Lea as though you don't know who it is. So fucking funny.
Would you say that your famous coworker doesn't see race and is in fact rude to all of her coworkers?
I think that she would probably say she doesn't see race, but as we discussed earlier, everyone does.
And that's what the song Colorblind is about.
The song Colorblind is about Lea Michele with the Lea blurred.
Who's more diverse, your famous coworker or your famous coworker after she learned Spanish?
She learned Spanish?
Yeah.
What?
After 17 of 30 seasons.
It's also pause, because at that point, no one had said Lea Michele.
Yeah.
But it was like as though we didn't obviously know who the fuck she was talking about and whatever.
Yeah.
No one ever mentions Lea Michele. He's like, I didn't know she knew Spanish. He's like, we all know who she's talking about.
We're talking about.
We're all on the same page. We all confirmed it. We're just not going to say names. You know?
Of course.
So those are the two probably most prominent instances that I have found of like evidence that no one on Glee really liked Lea Michele.
That's a bummer.
A nightmare to work.
As a Rachel Berry fan, that's a bummer. I'm not willing to say that she's not racist, but I'm also very willing to say that she is racist.
But one thing we know for sure, Glee will live on episode by episode over on our podcast, Bitch and Cringe.
Yep.
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this educational video. You're welcome for this video.
Sorry, you were thanking them?
Thank you. Thank you for thanking me.